So if we have a look on DappBay, okay, which is where they released this DApp. Now this DApp is what drives the volume, right? Because whales are not looking at obviously not all whales, but majority of people, they're not looking at like full meme, right? They're looking at this chart, because whoever wins this chart gets here, says the best certain asset within a market cap under 20 million. Assets will be ranked. Bear in mind, the rules have changed for this one. But it says assets will be ranked based on the formula score, market cap rank, blah, blah, blah. The lower the score, the higher the project's ranking. Please note that the leaderboard wins every couple of minutes. Right? And the winner gets $4.4 million permanent liquidity pool support. Right? And this is round 2. Round 3 is on the way. Standout assets will be highlighted in daily and weekly, with BNB liquidity added to the winning project pools for long-term support. This round will open all assets on BSC only, with assets grouped by market cap to ensure fair competition. Okay. Now we see this is the weekly, this is the daily. Now in the daily, Bob won, and Bob went to 35 million. Okay, in like the 2 days. And in the weekly, Mubarak won, and Mubarak went to 114 million. Right? So there are 2 ones that you have to remember. Bob, 884% increase from when it launched on the comp specifically. Mubarak, 15x, right? 15,000%. It was like, I think it's even more, like 100x. Right? Even Bob, when it launched on the weekly, you see over here, 50,000%. Right, which is ridiculous. 50,300% on the weekly competition. Right? Even BNB card, if you remember that, when BNB card was making a run for it, it went crazy. Right? So for me, what I've realized is this is what I need to be looking at more, because this is what's showing the actual gains, right? And they have 2 zones. They have a burst zone and a mature zone. So it's always the burst zone that you want to look at. Right? You've got your rankings here. Now, if you have a look at where it says view rules, you see it goes to bnbchain.org and their blog site. Now, their first blog was on the 10th of March. Okay, now if you look at, this is the second blog, by the way. If you look at the blog on the 10th of March, right, you'll see that that was on a Monday. Okay, so this one was the 10th of March was a Monday. Then, if we go back and we look at the very first comp, which is this one, the very first comp, it was announced on the 14th of February, which was a Friday. So that gives us 2 options for the current competition, which has already been announced, which is a new version. Okay, and I'll try to find it now. It is this one. BNB Chain's $100 million liquidity incentive for CEX listings. Following the success of round 1, remember, which was announced on the Monday, and round 2, which was announced on a Friday, or maybe it's the opposite way around, with a total of $4.4 million in permanent liquidity rewards. Now, why is liquidity important? Well, liquidity is the pool for transacting money. So, when you have an LP pool, right, it helps you trade. So, let's say we have a meme coin launch, okay, and I know we have Gibble, for example. Okay. So, let's say we have Gibble. Now, Gibble currently has, let's see, it says, doesn't say right here, but I know it does 400k liquidity. So it's currently only 400k in liquidity, $400,000, right? Now, when you buy or sell Gibble, so one person decides to go, okay, I'll sell 0.5 BNB. He's like, right, I'm going to sell 0.5 BNB. Okay. That 0.5 comes out of the LP and they'll match your price. Now, the LP is usually 200K in the token, right? And 200K in BNB. So it's matched both sides. So if you're buying the token, it will come out of the token side. If you're selling the token, it will come out the BNB side. They'll match your price. This keeps the chart stable from not doing huge jumps because not all the time is somebody going to be there to buy that coin. So imagine if two people are bidding. This guy wants to sell, right? This guy wants to buy, and they can't match the price. You want to sell at, I don't know, 6 mil market cap, right? This person wants to buy at 5.3, right? Well, they have to use the LP to match the price, right? Now, the bigger this LP gets, the stronger the token is, because the more somebody can buy, and somebody can go from buying 0.5 to buying 50 BNB, right? And it's not necessarily going to affect the chart as much, okay? Even when people want to sell 50 grand, for example, right? It's not going to affect the price as much. If this goes from 400K to 4 million, right? So that's one of the ways that Binance is helping the chains and the meme coins on the chain. In contrary to Solana right now, which is solely based on just the trading volume to increase the LP. You can see Gibble on Sol has 900K liquidity, yet has a $32 million market cap. Whereas if we look at on BSC and we look at Mumbai, which was one of the winners, Mumbai has $4 million of liquidity. $4 million of liquidity, right? I think even Bob had a small liquidity increase, okay, as well, and it's almost at $1 million, right? So you can see the big significant difference when people win these competitions. And not only does it help that, it also helps the chart and the price. So the bets that you have to make on BSC, if you want to make big money, is who's going to win this competition, right? Not just on the best meme, but what has the most likelihood of winning. So to win this competition is very interesting, right? To win this competition, you get new rewards and you also get an LP bonus. So it says here, the first round of the liquidity support will cover all 4 sectors: meme, AI, DeFi, gaming, and more. Rewards will be distributed on the first come, first served basis to projects that meet the criteria. We'll look forward to seeing more high quality assets being issued on the BSB chain, BNB chain. The campaign duration, the program will start immediately upon the announcement. So it's already announced. It's running. It will initially run for a 3-month period with the possibility for long-term continuation based on performance evaluation. There is Binance, Coinbase, up a bit. Top 3 exchanges. If you win, you get 500 grand to list on these exchanges. Binance is basically giving the money to themselves. You get 250 grand to lift on Kraken, Bybit, OKX. Again, 3 tier 1 exchanges. If, you know, for example, Gibble lists on Binance right now, right, on Solana, if Gibble on Gibification on Solana lists on Binance right now, it will blast off instantly. You see the chart go vertical one way to 60 million, 80 million. Right? If you list on Coinbase, God, it's through the roof. Right? The next thing is, there's a criteria for these things, right? So we know that anything that lists on here is going to go crazy. So you need to have a criteria. Let me know in the YouTube chat if you're keeping up. Let me know. It says participation criteria 100% BNB chain native tokens. So no tokens that have moved from one chain to another or on both. So that means that, what was the coin before? Bubble Maps token. It can't be in this one. It needs to have compliance with on-chain security requirements, right? Basic compliance. it must be out for 48 hours before eligibility. So 9 times out of 10, right, people are already asking, oh my God, is the token dead? Blah, 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 blah. Remember, this whole chart here is irrelevant. Not irrelevant, of course, but is irrelevant in terms of winning the competition. Okay, because it needs to be out for 2 days minimum to be in the chance of winning the competition. Okay, that's the first thing. So it's almost out for 48 hours. We're coming up to the 48th hour now. It's been a day and a half. Okay, so this is bullish. So it survived. It survived, right? Number 2. Here, market cap above 5 million. It's above 5 million, right? It doesn't matter if it ranges here, if it goes down to 3.4. My personal targets for this was always 2.9. Before we see a reversal, we actually bounced quite high. We bounced at 3.8. Okay, so as long as we're in this range, it's bullish. Number of holding addresses above 10K. Look how close we are now. We're bouncing around 7K range. Remember, people don't like to buy dips. They say they buy dips. They don't buy dips. What they want to buy is the upwards momentum, right? So when there's upwards momentum, hold account also increases. Hold account really increases in the downtrend. However, with this token, hold account has increased by over 1,500 in the downtrend. That's bullish. Average daily on-chain volume above 1 million. Most projects, even though they're above 5 million market cap, they do not maintain an average of 1 million. However, if we look at Gibble, we can see that it has maintained an average volume above 1 million. In fact, the volume is 34 million. The next one is token distribution. The top 10 external accounts, EOAs, must collectively hold less than 10% supply. This is what's important, guys. So you can't have a token go vertical, right? You can't have a token just go vertical for this type of competition, right? So it's unrealistic to think like, okay, you know, it's going to be above 10, 20 million consistently, right? It's not going to do that, because what you need is you need whales to sell on your spikes, right? These spikes, this spike, and people to buy the dip here, or wherever it goes, right? Even if it comes down here like this, it's fine, because you need a change of hands. As you can see now on the hold account, right? If you go on GMGN, these are the things you should be looking at and analyzing. If you look on the hold account, the supply is now distributed. Nobody's really holding more than 2%. The only people that are holding 2% is Mexi. I think this is PancakeSwap, right? Well, this is the LP, and then CZ, right? You've also got one guy that's also a top holder here, and then the rest of it is pretty clean, right? This guy actually purchased his supply over here as well. So the top holders is less than 10%, right? Which is very, very, very important, right? Very important. Then you have the mechanism. Projects can earn cumulative rewards if they achieve the new exchange listing across 11 major exchanges, contributing to the liquidity of the base projects. For example, projects that have not listed in exchange yet, if they receive awards for the first list in any category 1, 2, or 3, projects already listed on an exchange. Category 1, if a project already listed on an exchange, they can earn rewards for listing in other categories. Category 2, if your project's already listed, they can still earn the rewards. And category 3, if your project's already listed, they can still earn rewards for listing over categories 1 or 2. This snapshot time is this Tuesday. Okay. Snapshot mechanism. Checks are conducted every Tuesday, covering the eligible tokens from Monday of the previous week to Monday of the current week. Okay. So the snapshot's on this Tuesday. The main thing that you need to remember. Additional information, risk assessment, and reward eligibility. BNB chain will analyze projects based on multiple dimensions. If any sign up, manipulate, or rogue, blah, 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 it's not going to be work. About liquidity. How will liquidity be provided? After verifying the winners based on eligible criteria, the winners are in the X announcement. The liquidity pool will be provided within 5 days. FOMO. The community will have 3 days to report any bugs or fraudulent activity, and you get 10 grand for finding out if people have been scamming. Liquidity additional, single-sided, meaning just BNB or the token, or dual-sided. BNB chain will flexibly determine whether to provide single-sided or dual-sided liquidity based on actual liquidity pool. Liquidity will be added. So you don't get confused, this is what we mean about the token side, BNB, or the Memecoin side, right? In this case, Gibble. So they will have to buy Gibble and put it in the pool, or they will have to have this side. So think about it. They have to buy the token. Number go up. And then we have liquidity withdrawal policy and some other important notes. Okay. So with that being said, this competition is different to the previous competitions, right? Which are over here. So it's not just listing in terms of LP, it's also going to help you get listed on centralized exchanges. It's also, okay, massive because it has to be BNB only projects, okay? And obviously they include AI and other tokens. We know the AI projects right now are shit and they're all scams, so we don't have to worry about them. It's mainly going to be the meme coins that are going to pop off right now. And as we've seen, Bob, Mombaka, even Plow and BNB Card, those were the runners. Those were the fucking runners. I wasn't looking at this dab. I know most other people wasn't looking at this dab. But if we was, we would have known that not only was the price running, we would have known why the price was running and when to close them. Okay, BNB Card hasn't won the competition, sell, profit. Okay, Tat's not winning the competition, sell, profit. Dodi's not winning the competition, sell, profit. At the all-time highs, this was 3.7 million, right? This was when BNB Card was 7.2 million. This is when Tat was 7.2 million, right? Okay, Bob's winning. Let me move my Tat, my BNB Card, my Plow, my Dodi into Bob. Okay, Bob goes to 40 million. Boom. That's what I'm thinking. And even if Gibby doesn't win, right, it doesn't even matter because you understand the strategy, you're going to make more money long term. You'll look at the chart, you'll be like, okay, boom, buy this, buy that, buy that, buy this. Okay. And then you know when the runner comes in, guess what? New coins are going to struggle to win this. They need 10,000 holders. Right? They're going to struggle to win. So I'm thinking, okay, you're Binance, right? Not like Binance Exchange, but like maybe you're a Binance OG, right? You've been playing this competition now for two weeks or months. Right? It's first 2 weeks, how long it's been out for. You've looked at the rules, and now you're going to look for coins to buy, right? You can't buy tutorial because tutorial's already been listed. So if you go to, let's have a look on DEX. Go on BSC, right? Tutorial's already on Binance. Broccoli is already on Binance. Monbarek's already on Binance. Bob already won the competition. Right? What's left? It's either going to be TAT, right? BNB Card, which is still at 3.9 million. Right? We have to see, have these got the holders and have these maintained the volume? Yep, it's maintained volume. It's like the same holders. TAT, maintain the volume. It's not got nowhere near the right amount of holders. So it's mainly BNB Card, right? Or Monbarek. That's it. Well, maybe BNB XBT, but I don't think BNB XBT's got the volume right now. No. It hasn't maintained the average volume. Right? So that's what's making me bullish about this specifically. Right? That's what makes me bullish about it. And that's what I'm betting on. Right? Because we have to remember that this cycle, okay, is the most amount of money is based on these theories, on these theories and understanding about, okay, how can I create a delusional theory? It has to be slightly delusional. But to be honest, this is fairly logical. If we look at tutorial, bro, look at that chart. The thing was dead. People, the average person would have thought this is finished. Blew off to 60M. One candle. Why? Because it got listed on Binance. Right? The beauty of this is if you win this competition, you're going to be on this DApp, I presume, because they've done it twice already. When you're first, you know the thing's getting 500 grand to go towards listing. So you know it's listed on the CEX ahead of time. So the chart isn't going to be vertical like TAP. It's probably going to be the opposite way, where it goes vertical on the listing and then dumps on the listing itself. What do you guys think?